talk about everything reading, writing, and plot. I have a sort of a mini book haul for you today. I was taking a little bit of a me day, and I decided to go to Half Price Books, and of course I came back with stuff. I was very good at that. I only came back with 6, so that's why it's a mini haul and not like a normal one. But I was kind of really excited about these books, so I wanted to talk a little bit about them today and just show you what they are. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first book I bought, a little bit of a failure on my part. I did not know that this was the sequel. I was told that it was the sequel by Jesse over at Bartell's Bookshelf after I showed him what I bought. So that's a little disappointing, but now I'll be on the lookout for the rest of the series. And that was The Black Cauldron by Lord Alexander. So yeah, I didn't know it was a sequel. I knew it was a book. So I had watched the movie when I was a kid. I loved the movie. It was one of my favorite movies of all time. If you have not seen it, definitely go watch it. But I knew it was a book. I knew it was based off of a book. So when I saw this, I go, oh, okay, that's the book. I grabbed it, and yeah, sequel, yay, I'm intelligent. But yeah, so, whatever, you know, it was super cheap anyway, so now I can keep it on there. I actually did get it for less than $2.99, actually, I got this for like $1.99. Ooh, $1 off, yay. But yeah, so I'm really kind of excited about reading this series, though. Like I said, I loved the movie as a kid. Alright, so these are a little bit of a twofer, just because they're in the series. These ones I actually know are the first two, because I spent a great deal of time in the store researching them. Why I didn't research The Black Cauldron, I'll never know, but, you know, whatever. So this is Another Fine Myth and Myth Conception by Robert Asprin. And I fell in love with the titles, is really what ended up happening. It was like somebody with a really hard lisp trying to say miss, and I'm just all over puns, and these are supposedly incredibly punny, and they're about a apprentice, a magician's apprentice, who ends up getting into some danger, because his master has been assassinated, and then eventually it turns out he ends up just solving mysteries throughout the series. But yeah, so apparently they're full of fun magic, they're full of fun puns, and I love puns in my fantasy very much. Alright, the fourth book I ended up getting was Coraline by Neil Gaiman. Obviously very famous book, pretty famous movie. I really wanted to read Coraline ever since I saw the movie. Like I said, you know, younger. And I love this cover too, like this little like wooden paper doll thing of Coraline. And it's also illustrated as well. Really neat rat looking thing, you know, rat shadow. So I loved it. I love the illustration, I love the art style. I think that's really cool. And I know the basic story, just because after the movie came out I researched it because I'm weird like that. So I know the basic story, and I know that it is quite different actually from the movie. The movie hits like the main plots, it seems, but there's some other stuff that goes on as well. So I'm really happy and excited to see what the actual story is about. The fifth book I got is Witchmark by C.L. Polk. This is a little bit of a new genre for me. I wouldn't say it's a new genre, but it's a genre that I have started to notice as its own specific genre. So this is what they call a gas lamp fantasy. So it takes place much like steampunk in like the Edwardian or Victorian era. So those two areas, majority speaking. But it is not steampunk in the fact that steampunk focuses more on science, whereas Gaslamp tends to focus more on magic. Like, magic marked Miles Singer for suffering the day he was born, doomed either to be enslaved to his family's interest or be committed to a witch's asylum. He went to war to escape his destiny and came home a different man, but he wouldn't leave the past behind. The war between Aeland and Lanier These men changed, strangers to their friends and family. But even after taking his own death, even after faking his own death and reinventing himself as a doctor at a cash-strapped veterans hospital, Miles can't hide what he truly is. So that sounded really cool to me. I like the premise a lot. I like this kind of thing. If you've read A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, that would be considered a Gaslamp series or a Gaslamp fantasy. So anything like that, where you get like the Edwardian era or Victorian era, and you get magic alongside that. So it was really cool. This might be a new fantasy genre for me that I really like, or a new favorite genre. So we'll see. The last book I bought is Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames, I think is how you say that. Ever since this came out, I've been wanting to read it, because it sounds wild. It's pretty much like what my perfect fantasy would be. It's just a bunch of fantasy warriors fighting and going at it and things like that, with a ton of references to old rock and roll music. Obviously the boys are back in town up there. But yes, I've always loved rock, and I've always loved fantasy, so bringing the two together in this fashion really intrigued me, really sparked my interest. And so those were the books I got today. So a little bit of a shorter haul, but I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you again soon here for other videos. I am hoping to create my own book tag soon. I know I said that before in a different video, but I'm actually working on it this time. And hopefully I'll have more book reviews coming up soon. I've been in a slump lately, so reading has been quite difficult. I tend to focus on other things, things like that. I'm very interested in the books. Like, I pick up a book and go, yes, I want to read that, and then I sit down and I start reading, and then I just end up getting distracted. Or I end up going, you know what, no, I don't really want to do this right now. I want to do something else. Such is the life of a book reader, I guess. But hopefully, like I said, we'll have more book reviews coming up, more discussions as well if you end up liking those. So go ahead, let me know in the comments what you like, what you don't like, if you want more discussions, if you want more book reviews, anything else like that. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. And thank you for watching, and keep reading.